We're on lesson 1 of chapter 11, in which we're going to solve two-step equations. First, we're going to solve two-step equations using division. Then we're going to solve two-step equations using multiplication. Then we'll solve a real-world problem. When you think of equations, the big hint here is this equal that kind of goes into equations, or the equal sign that we're talking about. Think of it as a scale, for example. You know that one half of the scale equals the other half if it's balanced like this. So in a situation like this, if I was curious to how much one of these jugs weighed in terms of the green balls, I should actually be able to figure that out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 11, 23, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 29 green balls over here. I have 2 extra ones over here and 3 jars. So we have 3x plus 2, 3 jars, which would be x plus 2 equals 29. This would be a lot simpler if I only had jars over here and not the green balls. So what you actually can do is if I take 2 of these off the scale, I could take these 2 off the scale and it would still weigh the same on both sides, meaning that this would still be balanced. But now I'm left with 3 jars, or 3x, equaling the 27 green balls that are left. So I know that 3 jars equal 27 green balls, but I don't want to know how many 3 jars are. I want to know how much 1 jar is. Well, one way I can get this down to 1 jar is to divide this by 3. That would leave me with just 1 jar. But as we did before, whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other side. So we would actually have to divide the green balls by 3 as well to keep this being equal. And now that we've done that, we would have just x over here, or just 1 jar over here, and then 27 being divided by 3, that would be 9. So by doing that, I say that 1 jar equals 9 green balls. You could always check your work too. If one of these equals 9 green balls, this would be 9, 18, 27, 28, 29. And as we saw before, this was 29 green balls over here. So it is true that 1 jar would equal 9 green balls. This is two-step equations. So first let's solve for the variables using division. We have 2n plus 5 equals 13. So if I want to know what n equals, I have to get n by itself. Well, I have this extra 5 over here. So one thing I could do is I could get rid of this 5 by subtracting it from both sides of the equal sign. So now I'm left with 2n equals 13 minus 5 is 8. And I don't want to find 2n, I want to find 1n. So I could divide this by 2, and if I divide the left side of the equal sign by 2, I can divide the right side of the equal sign by 2. And that gives me just 1n, or just n, equaling 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Now I have 19 equals negative 3p minus 8. For some, this really bothers them having the variable on the right side instead of the left. If it really does, you could just rewrite it like this. Negative 3p minus 8 equals 19. You're going to get the same answer. Well, we see here I have this extra number here. I have this minus 8. And I want to get the negative 3p by itself. Well, I can get rid of the minus 8 by doing the opposite. If I add 8, negative 8 plus positive 8 equals 0. So I've successfully gotten rid of this. If I add 8 to the left side, I also have to add 8 to the right side. So negative 3p equals 19 plus 8, which is 27. To get p by itself, I would have to divide by negative 3. A negative divided by negative is going to give me a positive 1, and that's what I want. So 27 divided by negative 3. So p would equal, or 1p would equal, 27 divided by negative 3 is negative 9. Now we can solve two-step equations by using multiplication. So let's solve for these variables. 8 plus m divided by 4 equals 17. Well, I want to get m divided by 4 all by itself. So I have this positive 8 here, so how could I get rid of that? Well, I could subtract 8. And I got to do that to both sides of the equal sign. So that would leave me with m over 4 by itself, equaling 17 minus 8, which equals 9. But I don't want to know what m divided by 4 equals, I want to know what m equals. So how do we get m by itself? Well, you know that if you divide by 4 and then you multiply by 4, that would be pretty much doing the opposite things, which would cancel each other out. So if I multiplied both sides of the equation by 4, the division and the multiplication would cancel each other out, leaving me with just m, and then I'd have 9 times 4 over here. So m would equal 9 times 4, which equals 36. And that would be my answer for 1m. And I really suggest that you do this at least a few times, especially if you're not sure of your answer. Plug your answer in for the variable and see if it's a true statement. Does 17 equal 8 plus m divided by 4? Well, m is 36, so m divided by 4 is 9. 8 plus 9 does equal 17, so this has to be correct. How about this? 3 equals u divided by 6 minus 12. Well, first let's get that u divided by 6 by itself. So we have negative 12 here. Turning this into 0 would mean I have to add 12. Negative 12 plus 12 equals 0. Let's do that to both sides of the equal sign. So 3 plus 12 gives me 15. 15 equals u divided by 6. Well, if I want to get u by itself, u divided by 6 and then times 6 would give me just u. So 15 times 6 over here. 15 times 6 gives me 90. And then these division and multiplication would cross off. So 90 equals u. And we could always plug this in if you want to make sure. 3, does that equal 90 divided by 6, which is 15 minus 12? That also equals 3. So this is a true statement. Now we can solve a real-world problem. It says a new one-year membership at Vista Tennis Center costs $160. A registration fee of $28 is paid up front, and the rest is paid monthly. How much do new members pay each month? So we need to solve the pay for each month, meaning that that's going to be the variable, meaning that that's going to be my x. I always want to start my equation with the equal sign, and if I know the total, I'm going to put the total here. So this is how much that one-year membership is going to be. Well, I know that I pay this $28 fee no matter what. It doesn't matter how many months I stay there. I'm going to pay that $28 fee even if I stay there for only a couple days. So what is that monthly fee? Well, I know I have to pay that monthly fee how many times? Well, there's 12 months in a year. So it'd be 12 times the monthly fee plus the $28 that I owe up front, equaling that $160 that I owe. Well, I want to get the monthly fee by itself because I have this upfront fee here. We need to get rid of this. So the opposite of positive 28 would be subtracting 28. So getting the monthly fee by itself, we have 12x equaling 160 minus 28 would be 132. So 12 monthly fees would equal $132. What would one monthly fee be? Let's divide by 12. So one monthly fee would be $11. So if he pays $11 per month plus the $28 up front, that would be $160 after 1 year. You can always plug this number in. 12 times 11 is 132, plus 28 does equal 160. So this is a true equation.